Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining this evening, whether you're in the live session or you're watching the recording. My name is Kim Case, and I'm here as part of the LearningLiaisons.com organization. And the founder is Jason Ampel, and he will be speaking in a minute. But we're going to be listening to Lea Anne Daughrity tell us about the 20 apps to transform student projects and use digital learning in your classroom on the iPad. It's going to be a fantastic presentation. I've heard her present, and she is wonderful and very, very knowledgeable about using digital learning. So right now, I'm going to pass it over to Jason, who's going to tell us a bit about the Learning Liaisons.
Well, thank you, Kim, and I do appreciate everybody who's attending or watching this recording. I'm so happy to have great educators from around the country like Kim Case and Lea Anne Daughrity here to present and share and collaborate with everyone on such great topics, including digital learning. Just a quick note about Learning Liaisons, if this is your first recording that you're watching. We're an online tutoring, workshop, and professional development company. And feel free to check out our website. We have live links here down on the bottom, but our website is also the learningliaisons.com. And we have several great online features and workshops that are available on a continuous basis. For example, we have a anti-bullying boot camp with one of our partners, Teach Anti-Bullying Inc. out of Pennsylvania. And Dr. Cirillo and the team does a great 3-part series for teachers on not only about bullying, but how to help it in your school. And we also have a SAT and ACT boot camps as well. So we have a lot of great features on the website. So without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to our educator this evening, Lea Anne.
Hi.
Welcome, Lea Anne.
I'd like to welcome everyone to. All right. I'd like to welcome you all to Digital Learning on the iPad. I'm Lea Anne Daughrity, and my session today is the eBook Smackdown, 20 apps to transform student projects. You can tweet me on Twitter at Lea Anne, and I have on the last slide, I'll have my website so that you can go back and find the slideshow as well on this project. Today we're going to spend some time learning and sharing apps that not only allow students to produce amazing projects, but also import nicely into an ebook format for student portfolio purposes. So you may be wondering why we would want to go through so many steps to create an ebook for student portfolios instead of just creating a simple Dropbox folder or something like that to hold and share. Honestly, I think sharing through Dropbox and other sharing formats is a fantastic opportunity. But when creating an ebook, you are essentially creating a one-stop shop or snapshot in time of all the things your students done. Everything transfers, not everything transfers into an ebook easily. So we'll get to that at the very end. One of the things that I talk about at the very end of the presentation is about how some things don't transfer into an ebook easily. But the first 19 apps will really get you going and get you ready to start your first ebook with your students. So if you want to get ready, listen, learn, and share in the chat box about ways you can use these apps to spread your students' awesome learning projects. I can't wait to see what you have to say. And Kim, feel free to jump in if someone asks a question or something. I would love to hear and answer immediately. In my view, I can't see the chat, so don't hesitate to stop me.
Okay, great.
The first app we're going to talk about.
And I wanted to.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just want to let everybody know that the links that in the apps that you're going to be talking about are listed in the live binder, the bottom link, and you can click on the web links at any time during the session and then click Browse To, and it will open externally in your browser, and it won't interrupt anything that's going on. So you'll have all of that information in the eBook Live Binder, so you don't have to worry about copying all of this down. Everything's already prepared for you, so you can just take notes and watch the session. So that's back to you, Lea Anne.
Awesome, thank you. Appreciate it. So the first app we're going to talk about is Book Creator, and Book Creator is the ebook app that is really my go-to ebook creator for the iPad. It is second to none. There's quite a few ebook makers on the iPad that you can download. This one is the best one out there. It costs $4.99. We used it in my last school district on every iPad. The kids all had it, and they made projects in it, and it was a great tool for creating ebooks quickly and easily, and even the youngest kindergartners could figure it out. So that is app number one, and I'm going to show you real quick a simple way to, I guess, to see the inside of it. If you want to bring in an image or something like that, let's say you go to Discovery Education and you open up an image that you want to use in your book, you can save the image. It'll go right into your Photos file, and you'll notice that a lot of the apps we're going to talk about today will go right into the Photos file. So, or can pull and use things from the photo file, I'm sorry. So if I want to take this image and put it into my ebook in Book Creator, I save the image, and then when I'm in Book Creator, which is the bottom right corner, you'll see I'm in my cover photo. I can actually click the plus sign and add photos, and it'll give me the opportunity to drop the photo right onto the page. Now you'll notice I also added a background color and a title for my cover. So it's very simple to do. There's just one simple menu at the top, and it rotates depending on what you're in, and it's great for all ages, to be honest. So showing you Book Creator, I want to talk a little bit about all the different apps we're going to use that will go with Book Creator. And these apps can go from video production, visual note-taking, photography, posters, and presentations. All the apps that I cover will fall in those categories. The one thing I hesitate to talk about is the music, and that is because music doesn't transfer easily back into the iPad. There's not a lot of apps that will allow you to create something on the iPad and save it into the iPad itself. So I do have one app, though, that I'll show you that's pretty fun. So in saying that, we're going to go to app number 2, which is iCab Mobile. And I'm bringing you to iCab Mobile because iCab Mobile allows you to bring in videos and pictures and that kind of stuff right into the iPad. You can save it or download it, I guess, from the internet right onto your iPad and not have to hook your iPad to your computer, which is really nice. So again, another example with Discovery. We come into Discovery Education, and my theme right now is, of course, snow because it's so cold outside, and even here in Texas it's cold. So we went and did a search for polar bears, and I found a video that I wanted to save onto my iPad. So I clicked on it and I downloaded the file, and you'll notice once I download it, it pops up in a downloads menu, and you can see the progress as it's downloading. Now all it's doing right now is downloading into the app itself. However, once it's completely downloaded, I can click on that link, and if I tap it, I'll get the first menu to the left that says that I can open that video up in iMovie or VideoStar or Dropbox or whatever. But on the right, you'll see if I hold my finger on it, it actually will save it right into your Photos album, which is really cool because it's the first app that actually allows you to do that. So we've got our video, and we've downloaded it, and we've put it right into our Photos file, and we can now use that video with the students to create on the iPad. This, just like Book Creator, this app is essential, I think, in really making the iPad a great production tool. So I have app number 1, Book Creator, and app number 2, iCab Mobile. So next we're going to jump into video production. And video production is actually really fun. We do a lot of it in my school right now. We're about to start the AFI video class with my students. But until recently, until FX Studio came out, there wasn't really a great way to do green screening. And you'll notice in my examples that I did some green screening, but I didn't use a green screen because I wanted you to see how it actually works pretty well even without it. So it's not a perfect final copy, but it can definitely, you know, allow the kids to get into, pretend like they're in a video and you know, share what they know about what's going on in that video. So I have some screenshots here of what it looks like on the iPad. When you open the iPad, you actually start a new project, and then you import that video that you downloaded with iCab Mobile. You import it right into FX Studio. Once it's in there, you can actually give your effect a name and take a video of yourself. And it actually layers it one on top of the other. And once it's layered on top of each other, you can see that you're right in the video. It's really fun. And this is what the result would be. Of course, I didn't use a green screen, but you get to see the example of how quickly a kid could make something.
You're looking at polar bears. You guys wouldn't believe this.
Just a very simple way to put the kid in there. They can tell what they know about polar bears, and they feel like they're right in the thick of things. So my favorite part about this is once they create it, they can actually save it right back to the camera roll. So right here it says Save to Photo Gallery. So that is your photos file on the iPad. It saves right back to it. So now I have several different versions of this same video, but all saved in my photo gallery. So once I get it saved in my photo gallery, I actually love that I can take it right into iMovie. And iMovie is app number 4. And iMovie is one of the more expensive ones. Most of them are free or very, very, very cheap. This one is $4.99, so just like Book Creator. But iMovie allows you to do a whole lot of editing and production on your movie. So when I open up iMovie, you can see on the right-hand side of the first square, it actually shows you all the different videos that I have recorded on my iPad. They just pop right up there. I don't even have to do anything. And I find the one I want, which is the one I just did with the green screen, and I can drop it down into my queue down at the bottom. Once I do that, I can now edit it, adding a title screen. I can add credits, all kinds of stuff. I can mute out the volume if I don't like the volume, and I can re-record the volume. There's a lot of things you can do on iMovie on the iPad. But once you're done, again, you can save this video right into your images folder. So another tool that I think is really awesome, it's not been out, I would say maybe a year that it's been out on the iPad. It's not been out super long, is the iPad version of Prezi. And if you have used Prezi on the computer, you will be pleasantly surprised that this one is a lot easier to use. And this is app number 5. So when you go into Prezi, the first thing you do is choose your template. And you'll see in the top left-hand corner, I've chosen my template, and it's kind of a pink and blue design. There's a lot of different templates to choose from, but this one fit my cold weather theme. So once you open it up, it looks kind of like if you're using PowerPoint, let's say. Over on the left-hand side, you see all the different slides and what it would look like when it zoomed to that slide. And you can just click on any of those slides and start editing, or you can tap right on the screen and edit. Either way works fine. So you go through, if you want to add an image or add one of those videos you just created, you'll click on the image placeholder and choose an existing image or video and add it right in there. You can add your titles and all that. You can change the layout actually of this. You see at the bottom of the second screen, there are several different layouts that you can choose from. And then once you're finished, you can actually delete pages on the left, which is what I did. I took 2 of the pages out to make it a little bit simpler. And I finished with my polar bears and 2 bubbles. And when I get done with this, all I do is export it, and it exports as a web page or a URL. And the nice thing about Book Creator is it not only imports videos and imports images and that kind of stuff, it also allows you to put hyperlinks in there. And so I could feasibly take a screenshot of this and drop it in there and link it directly to the presentation. So when someone is looking at the book, all they do is click on it and it'll take them to the web page that actually has a presentation. It's a pretty neat feature. The next one is one of my favorites, is Haiku Deck, and this is app number 6. So, you know, it wasn't too long ago that I was introduced to Haiku Deck. I don't know how I haven't known it was around, but some of you may be familiar with this one, but it's very simple. When you open it up, it just, you know, prompts you to put in your title, add a picture. You can change the layout or add words, and it allows you to change the formatting. You'll notice across the bottom of that top left-hand square, there's an image of a polar bear at the bottom. In the bottom one, there's 2 images, and that's because I just added a page with that plus sign. And you can add as many pages as you want, and it becomes basically like a PowerPoint. And you can, my favorite part of it is actually the image search. So when you're adding an image, you can actually type in right there an image name or whatever to bring up a search for specific things that you want to see. And when you search for it, it's looking for royalty-free pictures that you can put right in your book, which is a wonderful resource for students because they don't have to worry about whether they're using something that they can use or not use. And the library seems endless to me. You can see right there the similar tags underneath: ice, winter, snow, cold. I mean, it brought up all kinds of words I could search for in addition to frozen. So that's really nice, especially for the younger students. And this, like the last one, actually exports as a URL. It won't, it doesn't turn into a movie or anything. So once you decide to put it in your book, you're going to put it in as a hyperlink.
Lea Anne, there's
So
2
the next
questions.
topic.
One of them is, are these available on an Android or another tablet that's not an iOS device?
That's a good question.
I know
You would have
Prezi
to,
might be, but I'm not sure about
you'd
the
have
other apps.
to go in and search for it. What was the second question?
And when you were talking about the pictures, are the pictures, is there a photo library of that with a license that you can use those pictures within the app?
Yes, these images are royalty free. So when you search for them and it brings it up, it allows you to use it right in your presentation. And when you export it, it's royalty free. You don't have to worry about getting in trouble with those pictures.
Okay, and the name of this app for those who just came in is?
I'm sorry, the name of the app is Haiku Deck.
Haiku Deck. Okay, great. Okay, that's it for now.
All right. So the next topic is poster making. And if you're like me, you were a Glogster fanatic forever. and there was nothing that could even match Glogster, and it's still one of the best products out there, but on the iPad it's not available, so we have to come up with fun ways to do it outside of Glogster. And the first one is Clip Stitch Video Collage, and this is app number 7. So the nice thing about Clip Stitch is it actually allows you to bring in not just videos, but also still images. And when you press play, they all kind of just play at once. So you have to make sure that what you're putting in there actually works together. But it's really kind of a cool end result when you're done, because they're all playing and moving around, and you can turn the volume down on one or whatever, but it makes for a fun visual end product. This one actually, I should mention, this one actually changed its name, so make sure you look for that logo. I'm not sure what the name was before, but it was something else. So this one I absolutely love, and maybe it's just the country western looking logo, but the Simply Impress is a great app, and that is app number 8 we're going to talk about. So this one actually, when I first opened it, I was kind of overwhelmed a little bit. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do or where I was supposed to go. But you'll notice at the bottom of the screen there's a whole bunch of little logos going all the way across. And what I realized after the first couple posters I did was that the prompts are actually in order. So the first one is start a new project with the background, whatever the background is, and then you can add text to it, change the layout, you can add a picture, you can change the color of the whole scheme, and then towards the end you'll see you can export it. And this actually exports right into your Photos file, just like a lot of the other ones do, and makes a nice book cover. Actually, this is not the one I used for my book cover, but when I finished, I thought it would probably have been just as good as the one I used. So the next one is Flowboard, and Flowboard is app number 9. Flowboard is extremely simple, and when you open it up, it prompts you with the already set up template and allows you just to add what you want to that template by clicking on it. And you know what we love about the iPad is that we use our hands and we don't have to have a keyboard or a mouse or whatever. This, you just click on the add media and you can add pictures, you can add videos, whatever you want to add right into it. And of course you can see that you can pull those from almost anywhere. So if your kids use Dropbox, you can pull videos and pictures right from Dropbox. So over on the right hand side, I clicked on the left hand image and did the same thing, added a video just like I did on the right with the picture, and then you can share it with the audience, and it shares out as an image again. The next one is photography, and photography is a fun and very overwhelming topic on the iPad. There are so many apps out there that you can get for photography that you can use that it's almost overwhelming, and honestly, knowing where to start is really key. So my suggestion to you, if you don't know anything about photography, after talking to some of my photography friends, Tim Childers being one of them, he suggested Snapseed. He said, first and foremost, use Snapseed to start your project, and then after that you can take that image anywhere in any other app and mess with it. But Snapseed allows you to do a lot of adjustments on the photo. So you can see over on the left, those are all the different things that you can do to edit the photo. And in my photo, I took the black and white. I went in and changed it to black and white just to adjust it a little bit. And I messed with the brightness. As you can see, there's a brightness tab at the bottom that shows up when you're doing black and white, which allows you to brighten it up a little bit if it's dark. photo. But once you're done with it, again, you can share it right into your images file on your iPad. So once I did my Snapseed, I took the image and I loaded it into Pathon, which is app number 11, and you're going to love this. This actually reminds me a lot. If you have, I went to school for advertising, and we use Quark Express as our as one of our tools, and this reminds me a lot of Quark Express, I guess, because I was able to do this in that program. But once you pull your image in, all you do is draw an outline on whatever you want to adjust, and once you draw the outline, it prompts you to start typing. So you start typing, and what you get is an outline in typing of what your finger drew. So polar bears live in frozen climates, enjoying feasts of penguins to nourish themselves. So this is probably my favorite one, to be honest with you. And it's so simple. It doesn't seem like it would be something that would end up being my favorite app, but this is definitely one of them. So it's right up there at the top. That's Pathon. So another one that I love to share is app number 12. It's called Morpho. And Morpho allows you to morph the picture that you have on your screen. And so you'll see the yellow dots. If you just tap on those yellow dots, and you're going to press the outside of the person's face and the outside of their eyes and the outside of their lips, and it actually allows the picture to start talking. So then you can record your voice, and the face will move just like your voice is coming right out of the picture. So here's an example.
Oh, my beautiful day. What a beautiful day. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Now, I took that right off YouTube because I loved it so much I had to share it. You can go on YouTube and look at that video. But all they did was take a picture, and it looks like they trimmed the picture up, and then they tapped where they wanted the eyes to be and where they wanted the outside of the mouth to be, and the result is a talking sky. I thought that was pretty awesome. And the next one in photography is Mobile Monet. And you know, maybe I like this because I really like Monet, but this is app number 13. This one allows you to do some changes to photos, you know, make it a little bit different than it was. So you'll see I took that polar bear picture again right into Mobile Monet, and I changed it so that the intensity of the drawing was less than it was, so the white became really white and the color became green. I just changed the color scheme, and I got a really cool picture as a result. And so when you're done with this, again, you can take it right into your images folder. But you know, having the kids do something like this where they can pull an image in and they can adjust it and change it to fit into a maybe a multi-picture collage or something like that, where they're sharing about a, you know, the cold climate or something like that. Kind of, it gives it a little bit of a colder feel, I guess, to me. Okay, so in Procreate, I have example of, in the top left corner, of examples of the a simple drawing that I did of cups, and I added it to my gallery, and I just hit the plus sign in that top left square. You'll see it in the top right corner of the top left square. Once I hit the plus sign, I opened up a new image, a new drawing screen, I guess. And the nice thing about this particular app is that it works a lot like if you've worked in Photoshop or that kind of thing. It's a very similar feel to that. You can zoom in, you can add layers, you can adjust the size of layers and take out the background. And this one, like I said, is a lot more advanced than Flip Ink is. But for those kids who are at a level where they, you know, are ready for something more difficult, this is definitely a great app for them to start learning to really draw great drawings. The brushes change size and intensity, and You can change colors, and really you can finalize your drawing on this and then take it in and paint it in Photoshop and make a beautiful portrait. But the one thing I do want to say about this is if you have a student that is into art, or if you're an art teacher or whatever, there are actually some phenomenal videos on YouTube about this particular app. And it's really enjoyable to get on there and see other people drawing and how they create and how far they zoom into these pictures to keep editing and keep creating. So very cool app. But once you're finished, you can share this and save it right to your images folder, just like the rest of them. So again, you can take that into your ebook, your final drawing, and you have a beautiful image in your ebook. So another visual note-taking app. We are on the higher end there, so we're going to jump down to the lower end. This one is kindergarten friendly. It is app number 17, and it is Sketch. So when you get into Sketch, you get the tools that are on the right-hand side, emoticons, a highlighter, arrows, and simple boxes and circles. You can add text to the screen, like I did here. Have the kids just explaining what is on here, and fur, nose, whatever, depending on their age level. You could get much more deep than that, but again, it's a kindergarten friendly one, so you can use it with pretty much anyone. But once you're finished using or creating in this, you just save the image right to your Photos file. The last visual note-taking app is Doodlecast, and I like Doodlecast a lot. It actually allows you kind of do a PowerPoint of sorts. You can draw on the screen.
The first thing I did is go into Discover.
Oops. Let me jump back there. You can doodle on your screen. You can add pictures from your Photos file. And what I did basically in this is just explain how I went from a basic image that I got from Discovery and took it all the way through to when I added the path on words across the outside edge of the polar bear.
The first thing I did is go into Discovery Education and find a picture of polar bears. Then I went to Mobile Monet, an app on my iPad, and I colored the polar bears a greenish color. I didn't like this color, so I adjusted it to black and white. And then I took my picture into Path On, and I drew a line around the edge of the polar bears. The result was the opportunity to write along the edge of the polar bears things about the polar bears themselves.
Okay, so very simple way to create a video. Again, I have it under visual note-taking because it is a way that you can also draw in here, and you can tell a story. But it comes out as a video, and once you're done, you can drop that video right into your Photos file and then pull it into your ebook. So this one, I gotta say, is one of my favorite. Video Star, I actually was introduced by a speaker 2 years ago at a conference, and his daughter came up and presented with him, and she did a video in Video Star, and I fell in love with it. This is app number 19. So Video Star is actually a it's making your own music video, and there's so many songs out there that are educational that can really help the kids to remember certain things that they may not remember just from memorizing words on a page. And today the theme was happy, so I created a video using the song Because I'm Happy.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. The sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. Mama, up that balloon, I could go to space.
Okay, so you'll see over on the right-hand side, there's a whole bunch of different effects you can add to your video. I just added the TV effect. I should say old-style TV effect, and you can do whatever you want, but I chose that one to do my song in. And then once I got done making my song, I exported it to my camera roll, just like everything else. So a great tool, if you've ever heard Lodge McCammon, he works with the Friday Institute in North Carolina, and he is creating songs about every state. He has a lot of science songs out there, but a great resource for I guess informational singing. And I can totally see bringing in one of Lodge's songs into this and having the kids create a video. And, you know, friending Lodge on Twitter or Facebook, you could send him and he would just be beside himself. He would love it. So once you get done with this, you, again, save it to your camera roll and it's ready to use in your ebook. And so that brings us to the last music production. The last one was the only one I know right now that will create music right into your iPad. I do love GarageBand, and I wanted to mention it. You can create in GarageBand. The problem is that you have to save it to your computer and then load it back on your iPad in order to use it in Book Creator. For those of you who are music teachers, that is totally worth it to do that and spend the time because GarageBand has so many different features in it, and the kids can make great music in GarageBand. However, most teachers would find that slightly overwhelming, having to save their project in iTunes on their computer and then moving it back to the iPad. So it's kind of a three-step process. But again, most music apps are like that, so it's not just GarageBand. I just wanted to share GarageBand because I think it's a great app for creating music. And if you did have the time to do it, you could put it into the ebook eventually after all those steps. So I'm going to go live to my iPad now, and I want you to see what it would look like if I put these things into an ebook. So give me just a second to pull it up. All right. So here we are on in our ebook. I made my book in Book Creator, and then I saved it into iBooks. And so right now you see my book in iBooks. So I can zoom into my picture. This is the second page. It's the cover of the book. The other one is the back page. I can switch the pages, and on the second page I went ahead and put a picture of iCab Mobile on there just so you could see what iCab Mobile would look like. And there it goes. Sorry. All right, so iCab Mobile, this is just a screenshot of what it looks like, but any of those videos that I downloaded into iCab Mobile I could bring right into this ebook. So we're going to go to FX Studio now, and again, I can play it. And there you have the video in FX Studio. I can take it to a larger screen if I wanted just by pushing the double arrows. Oops. And here's the same thing, same movie, but this is the one I took into iMovie and created a title with. And again, if I click on it, I can actually, I can make it a larger screen. So it'll fill up the whole screen of the iPad. So here's my Prezi. This picture is linked to the internet, so if I clicked on it, it would take me out of iBooks and onto the Safari to see the presentation itself. So here's video collage. Remember, this one is the one I said if you put multiple videos in, they're going to play at the same time. So it can be good if you do it right. I use one without words and one with words, so it kind of worked. So the bottom one is actually another video. And again, you can make that full screen just like the other ones. So here's my haiku deck that I use for my front cover, but I included it in the book as well. Simply Impress. This could have also been my cover, but it's another poster maker. It's kind of fun. We'll give it a second. The next is Snapseed, and Snapseed is where I took the picture in and I adjusted the image to black and white. And then Pathon, again, another image I brought right in and can show the kids' abilities to manipulate a picture. Here's my video star. If I clicked on it, I could actually make it full screen just like I did with the other one. I think we had enough of me singing tonight. And then finally, the Doodlecast. I threw that in there so you could see what it would look like, just a video right in the book. But it's a great way for students to really pull all their stuff together that they've been working on, especially if you're doing a long-term project-based learning project. The kids end up with so much stuff at the end, and you can save it into Dropbox, you can save it wherever, but really, honestly, doing it in something like this where they can put it on a website, they can share it with their parents on their parents' iPad. It makes it a lot more fun for the students. So that is basically all for tonight. That was the eBook Smackdown, 20 Apps to Transform Student Projects.